Okay, we are on chapter 5. We were up at sunrise the next morning, and the day returned to the village, and that day returned to the village where we had left our outfit. We arrived at the village just before dark and pitched our camp under a great banyan tree. The next morning, Emil greeted us, and we all began asking questions. He said, "I do not wonder at your questions, and I will gladly answer all that I can at this time, leaving others until you have gone further into our work. In talking to you as I am, you fully realize that I am using your language to convey to you the one great underlying principle of our belief. When all know the truth and it is rightly interpreted, truly is it not one and all from the same source? Are we not all one with the universal mind substance, God? Are we not all one great family? Is not every child, everyone born, no matter what the caste or creed, a member of this great family? You ask if we believe death is avoidable. Let me answer in the words of the Siddha. The human body is built up from the individual cell, like the bodies of plants and animals, whom we love to call younger and less evolved brothers. The individual cell is a minute microscopic unit of the body. By the process of growth and division repeated many times, this minute nucleus of a cell unit results at last in a complete human being built up of almost countless millions of cells. These body cells specialize for certain different functions, but they retain in the main the characteristics of the individual cell whence they arose. This individual cell may be looked upon as a torchbearer of animate life. It passes on from the generation to generation the latent fires of God, the vitality of all living beings, with an unbroken ancestry reaching back to the time when life first appeared on this planet. This individual cell has the property of unlimited youth. But what about the group cells called the body? The group cells arose from the individual cell, repeated many times, retaining its individual characteristics, one of which is the latent fire of life or eternal youth. The group cells or body function as guardian of the individual cell only during the short span of life as you know it now. The most ancient of our teachers, by inspirational means, perceived the truth of the fundamental unity of life reactions in plant and animal. We can well imagine these teachers beneath the spreading banyan tree addressing their pupils as follows. Look at this giant tree, a vital process going on, our brother. This tree and in ourselves is fundamentally the same. Behold the leaves and the buds at the tips of the oldest banyan, how young they are. Young as the seeds from which the giant sprang into life. The life reactions of plant and man being alike, man can certainly profit by the experience of the plant. As the leaves and the buds at the tips of the branches of the oldest banyan are as young as the seed whence it sprang, even so the group cells in man forming his body need not gradually lose their vitality and die, but may grow young and evergreen as the ovum or individual cell itself. Indeed, there is no reason why your body should not grow young, as vital as the vital seed from which it sprang. The ever-spreading banyan, always a symbol of everlasting life, does not die except through accident. No natural law of decay, no old age process seems to exist within the banyan tree to affect injuriously the vital energy of its cells. The same is true of the human form divine. There's no natural law of death or decay for man except through accident. No inevitable old age process exists within his body or group cells. Nothing that can gradually paralyze the cells. Death is then an avoidable accident. Disease is, above all, dis-ease, absence of ease or shanti, sweet, joyous peace of the spirit reflected through the mind and the body. Senile decay, which is the common experience of man, is but an expression that covers his ignorance of cause, certain disease conditions of mind and body. Even accidents are preventable by appropriate mental attitude, says the Siddha. The tone of the body may be so preserved that it may naturally resist with ease infectious and other disease, like plague or influenza. The Siddha may swallow germ and never develop disease at all. And hold on a second, I am going to look up what Siddha is. Okay, Siddha means one who is accomplished. It refers to perfected masters who have achieved a high degree of physical as well as spiritual perfection or enlightenment. So it is the perfect word. The tone of the body may be so preserved that it may naturally resist infectious and other disease like plague or influenza. The Siddha may swallow germs and never develop disease at all. Remember that youth is God's seed of love planted in the human form divine. Indeed, youth is the divinity within man. Youth is the life spiritual, the life beautiful. It is only life that lives and loves, the one life eternal. Age is unspiritual, mortal, ugly, and unreal. Fear thoughts, pain thoughts, and grief thoughts create the ugliness called old age. Joyous thoughts, love thoughts, and ideal thoughts create the beauty called youth. Age is but a shell within which lies the gem of reality, the jewel of youth. Practice acquiring the consciousness of childhood. Visualize the divine child within. Before falling asleep, suggest to your consciousness, I now realize that there is within me a spiritual joy body, ever young, ever beautiful. I have beautiful spiritual mind, eyes, nose, mouth, skin, the body of the divine infant, which now tonight is perfect. And repeat this affirmation and meditate upon it quietly while falling asleep. Upon rising in the morning, suggest to yourself aloud, well, dear, addressing yourself by name, there is a divine alchemist within. By the spiritual power of these affirmations, during the night, a transmutation takes place, and the unfolding from within, the spirit has saturated this spiritual body and spiritual temple. The inner alchemist has caused dead and worn out cells to fall, and the gold of new skin to appear with perpetual health and loveliness. Truly divine love and demonstration is eternal youth. The divine alchemist is within my temple, constantly coining new and beautiful baby cells. The spirit of youth is within my temple, this human form divine, and all is well. Om Shanti, 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 peace, peace, peace. Learn to smile in the sweet way of a child. A smile from the soul is spiritual relaxation. A real smile is a thing of true beauty. The artistic work of the inner ruler immortal. It is well to affirm, I think a kind thought for all the world. May all the world be happy and blessed. Affirm before, taking up the work for the day. Within me there is a perfect form, the divine, the form divine. I am now all that I desire to be. I visualize daily my beautiful being until I breathe it into expression. I am a divine child. All my needs are being now and forever supplied. Learn to thrill yourself. Affirm, infinite love fills my mind and thrills my body with its perfect life. Make everything bright and beautiful about you. Cultivate a spirit of humor. Enjoy the sunshine. You understand that I am quoting from the teaching of Siddha. They are the oldest teachers known, and their teaching antedates all history by thousands of years. They went about teaching the people and showing them the better way of life even before man knew the simple arts of civilization. It is from their teaching that the system of rulers sprang. But these rulers soon wandered away from the realization that it was God expressing through them, thinking it was themselves, the personal, who were doing the work. They lost sight of the spiritual and brought forth the personal or material, forgetting that all comes from the one source, God. These rulers' personal concepts gave rise to the great separations in belief and the wide diversity of thought. This is our concept of the Tower of Babel. The Siddha have preserved throughout the ages the true inspirational methods of God expressing through mankind and through all his creations, realizing that God is all and that it is God manifesting through all. They have never deviated from this teaching, thus they have preserved the great fundamental truth.